Uh, and welcome back, everyone. Welcome to another week of ESL Open Cup Americas number 170, the very first one to be post the ESL Masters qualifiers. I'm of course your host, ZvP, and with me, I'll be joined possibly later on by the bro of the Asher. By Asher, bro. We'll see, depending on how long the tournament goes and when he becomes available. But before all of that happens, we have a game. We have a series. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Grezvan, we have the American Protoss. Representing himself, it is WangtonPo. That's going to be fun to say. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Grezvan, we have his opponent. We have the Brazilian Zerg player representing the CranKy Ducklings, going for a 12 pool. It is Erik. Oh boy, here we go. XR, he's going for it. It's not just a 12 pool, we also have a drone sneaking out around the corners, the edges of the map. Is going to be going for a 12 pool into a proxy hatchery. Oh my god, but Wangton has his own plans here. He's going for a gate forge. This is interesting, as he did end up scouting and confirming with a probe scout. Oh my god. Let's go, Poppy. Let's go. Lings are on the way. The drone has made its way across the map, and the hatchery is going to be in the main, not a part of the wall. The boys are being pulled. And the hatchery is being dealt with, but what about the front lines? Where's the zealot? Oh, we're not making a zealot. We're going for a full wall. This is late, by the way. We were a little bit distracted. Wangton, he was too busy dealing with the proxy. We'd have the zealot being chronoed out as we speak. The Lings do make it. The wall's on the wall. The Lings do get on top of that shield battery, sorry, on top of that cannon. Cannon is going to be going down. That's a kill, not a cancel. Now the zealot is compromised. We do have to be careful here not to get surrounded. He gets all good. Almost gets surrounded. The boys being pulled once again. So far, the zealot is alive. A couple of these things are going to be forced back. No, oh my god. The zealot, Poppy, the zealot. The Lings, they run past. They make it into the main base. We have a cancel on the hatchery. And Erik is even a little bit supply blocked here. A little bit too much chaos going on. The zealot, oh no, he gets surrounded again. Oh god, just barely not. I mean, there's a second zealot on the way. It's about to come out in a couple of seconds. So for the most part, WangtonPo has been able to defend for the most part, as the Lings are still alive here, still dealing damage, still dancing with the zealot. Oh, behind this, Erik joining. As a reminder, the way that Erik typically does 12 pool here isn't all in, is just looking to drone, is just looking to chill back at home, work on his gas guys, to work on his hatchery as well. But what I will say is that WangtonPo did respond quite well to all of this. Again, going for the defensive forge after confirming the 12 pool makes a lot of sense, chroning out the zealot as well, and even pulling the boys when it comes to the hatchery in the main base. Unfortunately, we now also have a hatchery in the natural as well. And this isn't really designed to finish. This is just, I mean, it can finish, don't get me wrong. But this is mainly designed to delay and keep WangtonPo on one base economy. Another probe goes down. And the goal here for Erik is to just keep these things alive in the main base for as long as possible to try and get a scout off. This cyber core is very delayed as well because of the prioritization of this forge. Ooh. So, yeah, WangtonPo is alive technically, but is really behind tech-wise. When it comes to Cyber Core, the follow-up, whether it's a Stargate or a Twilight Council, the natural base. Behind this, Erik is joining happily, taking a second gas, and there is that Roach Warren. Oh boy. So, we'll see if Wangton can defend against the counterattack, the follow-up push even, because Erik is a very aggressive player, and even though he's been droning this entire time, I don't expect him to continue to drone. Maybe we see a third base, but more likely we'll just see no more drones and we just make roaches. And that's kind of what we're seeing right now. Oh boy. Not like this, but we don't like this. Here we go. We have 4, 8, 6 roaches, 8 roaches, 11. 11 roaches on the way. Gonna be zooming across the map. No shield battery here at the natural waste. Unfortunately, Wangton doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know if there's an all-in coming, if there's natural, if there's a third base. very limited information right now. He's supply, oh god, he's supply blocked as well. We do have a Twilight Council on the way in the main base, which is good. We're finally working on our tech, but again, we're still in the dark. Here we go. The first footsteps are zooming across the map. Very important here for Wangton to figure out what's going on and to react, to respond, to get some shield batteries, to start working on some units. But because this is not a Stargate, I think it may just be over. If we had a Stargate, we could chrono out a Void Ray. We can work on some Oracles. We can have more units, essentially. And the event gets across the map, confirms no third at the linear base. And the Roaches are here. Zealots are going to go down one after the other. We're going to have like a recall back home. Let's get into the middle line to try and kill some drones. And they will. Don't get me wrong. Stalkers come out. But the wall isn't a wall. Proxy pilot, Artosis pilot is going to get taken out. And we have one Stalker to defend the main base. GG gets called, and Erik will take game number 1. Ooh. GG. But a good effort by WangtonPo. Good effort overall when it comes to his reaction to the 12 pool was quite good. Unfortunately, you know, he was a little bit distracted at certain times when it comes to the Zealot coming out, when it comes to his Cybercore as well. His Cybercore is very late, which led to a lot of this as well. It may even be worth going Gate, Cyber, then Forge, not straight into the Forge. It's possible, it's possible. Regardless, GG. Well played. Well played, well played. Now we're going to be getting ready for game number 2, and yeah, I recommend everyone check out the bracket, !B in the chat if you want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot of really good players and really good games to be had here today. And I was a little bit spoiled for choice. I didn't really know what I wanted to go for. The one that stands out most in the round of 64 is Thavo versus Wayne. That looks amazing. That looks beautiful. But Thavo is here. Wayne is nowhere to be found, so that is why we had a little bit of a delayed start to the tournament, just because I was maybe waiting for Wayne a little bit and then didn't show, and it looks like there is going to be a walkover. So it looks like Thavo is going to be able to advance on into the next round. Oh, aye. The other big one that I was looking at is Mondo. Mondo's playing against Aggression right now, and I'm pretty sure that's the Aggression of old. He used to be very active in the Twitch community, in the StarCraft Twitch community. And Mondo, after assuming that he will take down Aggression, is going to be going up against Max Pax, and that's going to be a 6 ZvP. Definitely one to look at, to look forward to. We've got what else we have? We have Cats potentially going up against Gumiho. You've got Forjumi potentially going up against Juggernaut Jason as well. Huddle Bear currently up against Riser. I imagine that's being covered by some of the other casters. That has to be. It's a good one. Loki versus Nero. That was another one that I was very tempted to get into. Very tempted. But yeah, we shall be continuing. Oh, and I'm not alone. I'm going to be joined by Rocklets. Let's go. The Brazilian caster. Right, here we go. You can hear the beeps. We are going to be continuing the series. Getting into game number 2. Just needed a moment to, you know, make sure we had the correct lobby, the correct extensions, and of course all of the lovely casters that are joining us. The winner of this series, the reason why we're diving on this, not because we're casting a Duckling, but also because the winner moves on to face, most likely, Pig. And I haven't casted Pig in a long time. I don't think I've ever casted Pig, actually. Just because I usually, if I see him in the bracket, I usually avoid him because he's already got, like, he's already streaming his POV. And he usually casts right after he gets knocked out. So I just usually don't manage to cast him. But you know what? Today, this week, maybe a little bit different. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Neo Humanity, going for the 13-12, we have the Brazilian Zerg player representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Erik. And spawning In the bottom right-hand corner of Neo Humanity, we have his opponent. We have the American Protoss player representing himself. It is WangtonPo. Alright. Once again, going for a probe scout across the map is going to confirm the lack of hatchery, is going to go straight to the main, and he's going to see not just the timing of the pool, but also the gas geyser as well. So now alarm bells should be ringing, should be recognizing, hold up. This is even more aggressive than last game. This time, no proxy hatch. This time, Lings, maybe even Banelings as well, are going to be coming across the map, and Wangton goes straight for that forge once again. Not a bad reaction here. He's going to have the cannons, going to have a zealot as well. Hopefully he doesn't delay his cybercore too much. That's probably the biggest thing, is that even though Wangton was responding to what he was scouting, he was still like it was still a little bit chaotic, and as a result he was still a little bit inefficient as well when it comes to what was happening. There we go, we have a cybercore. This is looking like a full wall. Interesting. We could be seeing some Skytoss. It's feeling like some Skytoss, Poppy. We also don't want to delay our Nexus by too much here as well. That's the other thing, just because Erik behind this is droning. Look at that. 4 Lings. Not 6, not 8. 4 Lings coming across the map. They poke the wall. Erik knows he got scouted. He's droning behind this, and now we're going to be seeing a follow-up instead. Roach Warren is thrown down. Oh boy, there's the Nexus we were talking about, and Wangton can from here transition into his tech of choice. I imagine it's going to be a Stargate, and a Stargate can do well against this as long as the initial units are able to come out on time. I do appreciate as well that Wangton, he's making his first adept on the other side of the wall so we can go across the map and scout. No fear. But there is link speed, and he does have to respect that. He has to be a little bit careful as he does make his way across the map. Meanwhile, the Roach Warren is done. Roaches are on the way. And even though we have cannons, even though we have a full wall, roaches, specifically Ravagers as well, can just shell away at this wall as long as they please. Oh boy, this is the danger here. We do see that trying to go across the map, but the Lings do stop him. 4 Lings, all it takes. The Adept goes down. WangtonPo is in the dark, doesn't know what's happening. Going for another Twilight counter follow-up. He's crazy. He's at least working on his second gateway, but oh boy, the roaches are on their way. Again, not a big commitment. Erik is droning behind this, but these roaches can be morphed into Ravagers, and they can take out the Cybercore potentially. Oh! Oh, meanwhile, the Lings, no, they trap the Stalkers. Well, we have a recall, but the Stalker does go down. The recall will not be able to save him. The roaches have arrived as well, and even without Ravagers, they're just going to be able to pick away at this forge, and there's not much that Wangton can do about it. There's Ravagers, by the way. Oh, he's going for the cannon. There's no shield battery. Oh, no shield battery. The cannon is going to go down. Oh, boy. The forge will be next. We do have Blink on the way. We have a couple of Stalkers as well. The Stalkers will help defensively as they will be able to shell away from the other side of the wall. But the wall is about to be broken, and Erik is flooding on in. The pylon is exposed. He goes for the Stalkers. Up. Does get one. Miles are going to be able to zone away the rest here. We have 16 Lings on the way behind this. The wall is going to be broken, as the forge is going to be targeted down. I love this. Wangton, I appreciate that he is prioritizing rebuilding this wall. He knows what needs to be done, but just because he knows doesn't mean that he can stop it. I love this as well. We see the Ravagers changing targets to the Cybercore here. With timed biles, he can take down both of these buildings. There we go. Ooh. Now, no more Stalkers can be warped in. The Lings are floating across the map. There's only 3 left. The shield battery needs a little bit more time. But the shield battery goes down. Overcharge will not be available. GG gets called, and Erik takes game number 2 and the series. GG. Oof. And Erik, masterclass when it comes to the cheese, when it comes to the aggressive openers. 12 pull in game 1, 13-12 in game number 2. GG. And Erik will be moving on to the next round, where he'll be facing the winner of Pig. No, they just started of Pig versus Miju. I'm not too familiar with Mishu. I'm not too familiar with him. But we will be able to see. I believe they're in game number 2. Let's see if I can look this person up.